All right. Greetings, Hotep, Bakwaba, bless up. No, but that is typically, no, that's my standard greeting. I suppose for now, for the moment, it will remain my standard greeting even when I am specifically addressing people of European descent, the ED people, as I have come to know you all to be, based on your behaviors. Those behaviors are a reflection of your ancestors, forefathers' behaviors. So they have now also become your. And ED, as it has been ascribed to the voices in the margin of whom I represent, and I'm going to tell you in a couple quick seconds just who I am and who I represent. It is consistent with your stefbot, is that your name? Consistent with the information that you revealed and uncovered in the ebook, the Handbook for Human Ownership. A new, what is it, a new farm tax or something or another? So I'm speaking directly to you as an ED person that is a person of European descent, and I have found that European descendants are emotionally disturbed, and they have been. It's been part of their germ seed, it's just, you know, what is. And seemingly educably disturbed, that is, seeming unable to learn from his story, from your own story. That claim that I've just made is certainly supported by one of your guests, radio interview guests, Dr. John Omaha, of which I am currently listening to, and that is what prompted me to click on and come to you here live and in person from the recovery room of Racism Anonymous. I am Sis Abena, and I am the recovering African who is enslaved in America and enslaved to this culture and this cultural story as an African descendant. Woo! I feel it's the fear, the sickness, nauseous feeling in my stomach. That is similar to the sort of, you know, I'm able to connect and tap my feelings to the thoughts that, you know, learn. Anyway, enslaved in America, and I am also true to the cause of African liberation via unification and utilizing the tool of healthy and effective communication. Okay. As I sort of stated, I have not always sort of directly work to talk to, share with people of European descent, and my focus and program has been designed, as I said, uniquely designed with the African in mind, and that is certainly an appropriate approach for me to take. It is what it is. It is my way of dealing with the shit in this system and recognizing and separating the sugar from the shit, and, you know, speaking truth in the face of those who have positioned themselves in power, and so forth and so on. At any rate, as I watched your movie, or listened to the ebook, and the imagery. It was a movie because with the imagery along with the speaking certainly, you know, produced a movie. the Handbook for Human Ownership, and so this morning and today to sort of actually see your image is like, oh my God, fuck shit. It traumatizes me. It's a re-experiencing of a source, the source of terror in my life as an African descendant. So that, and I'm listening to PTSD Nation, the interview that you did with Dr. John Omaha. And it's just interesting for me how the energy and spirit lines up and moves to affirm what I have come to know, what I have worked to offer to not just to African descendants and the broader society. And I suppose I work to do it on the societal level first, having gone to school and bought all this bullshit that was given, and worked to sort of give back in the work world, and found out that you're not, you cut because I could not follow the manual. I was not willing nor able to follow the manual for how to maintain myself in that ruling class, or that overseer status. At any rate, I had certainly also worked to share this information with, and especially, I didn't tell you, I am the traumatized traumatologist as well, and I am, consider myself a communications coach, and work to offer the support and services as a communications coach, yet the people who need it most here where I am have not the resources, financial or otherwise, to access or utilize the support and the services that I have to offer. Why do you care about any of this shit? Do you care about any of this shit? Based on your image, my answer would be a resounding no. However, based on your words and your teaching and your story, would suggest for me that you may care about this, and you may even support my ass in some sort of way. Recognizing for myself, having come to know that we live in my step one, and Racism Non-Anonymous helps us to, supports us with admitting and acknowledging and admitting that we live in a world where white supremacy is the primary ideological belief system, and that we've all been programmed as African descendants into that system. As a result, our lives have become thoroughly unmanageable. Because of the level and extent of trauma and traumatic stress African descendants have experienced at the hands of people who look like you, oh my goodness, woo! You got the look. You got the skinhead thing going on at the same time with the blue eyes and the skin tone of the Greek sort of, like a re-experience for me. So what we have experienced at your hands, at the hands of people who look like you. I know that you had nothing to do with that, and I never had anything to do with that. That shit is what it is, and it is. So, because of the level, what we experience, our people, my people, will now not listen to me about this shit in the situation, as you have certainly so eloquently laid out. I want to give you thanks and big ups and props. I have to, and I also, and this is probably more to the point of this video dialogue, or attempt at dialogue, more to the point, I have a couple of questions for you related to the relational dynamic between African descendants, or myself, and you, and say, given that this is a system, do you agree, one, that this is a system that is based on racism, white supreme lunacy? Now that it would be this American system and culture and everything that it encompasses, including the things that you laid out in the handbook. In what ways do you benefit from them? And how is it, given the truth of what you have revealed, as I've come to know it to be true, how is it that you have been allowed and able and sort of, not fucked with for revealing this truth as you have on your radio station? And how is it that the military and the religious and all this shit, how come the system hasn't come down on your ass? What, if any, rewards? How are you protected? How are you protected? That is the crux of the question right there. That is the crux of it for me. Because I've kind of had this question formulating in my mind, even for scholars of African descent who have also uncovered this reality and worked to speak this truth out loud and share it with the people and the masses of the people, and they have not been shut down, just as you have not been shut down, yet based on your expose of the system in terms of how it works and how it's able to maintain itself, there seems to be a contradiction. How is it that you all have not been shut down for speaking truth? I know even on my level, and I'm down here surviving in the margins of madness, surviving in economic poverty, despite of and in spite of the fact that I have, incurred personal significant debt, to have gone to the halls of academia, to have acquired the knowledge, to work in the profession of my choosing, the plantation station I signed up for, the field of study. And because I have worked to practice what we preach and teach, and what was preached to me and what was taught to me, I worked to practice it. I've been shut down, isolated professionally, isolated on my community, cut off from a goddamn family because of my desire, because of my propensity towards speaking truth. Yet, so how is it that you all have been able to do it and get away with it for so long? How are you able to keep yourself protected from the system, from not coming down on you as you do this? So that's my first piece, and my introduction, and I thank you for listening to me share, if in fact you did do that. Till next time, this is a message from the Recovery Room of Racism Not Anonymous, and a question to Freedom Radio host Stefan. Very white man. Peace.